people who aren't exhausted 24/7. How? The only time I'm not exhausted is when I'm lying in bed trying to fall asleep. Good old Murphy, always at it. That's why it's called a Murphy bed. Same. Can hardly look straight and yawning 10x per minute. Go to bed. Nothing happens. I have struggled to sleep for years as well. I read an article that says the US military uses a method of thinking about relaxing your face muscles to help fall asleep. I was pretty skeptical, but it has really helped. Google it and there is more info. Yes, and then I wake up feeling as I got run over by a effing bus. My brain when I'm sat in an important lecture, now seems like a good time to sleep. My brain when I'm in bed, remember that embarrassing thing you did 10 years ago? Let's think about that. Get up early, work out hard, get those endorphins going. And then ready for work, stay pumped. Exchange messages with SO about how great our relationship is. Start first Zoom meeting with that energy and feel proud of how much everyone at work values the input and guidance I provide. Quick run at lunch, then a salad with no dressing. Help an old lady load her moving truck because I am that guy. Lol, kidding, I take like 80 milligrams of Adderall a day. Had me in the first half, not going to lie. Had me in the first 95 out of 100. As soon as I read salad with no dressing, I was like, hang on a minute. If I die and the choice is hell or heaven with only salad with no dressing, it's going to be a very hard moment. WTF is up with salad with no dressing anyway? A dressing of olive oil, plus vinegar, plus mustard, plus water is perfectly healthy. Dressing loaded with sugar or dairy though, not so much. How were you able to get so much Adderall? Probably having ADHD helps. A bad doctor, lol. 80 milligrams of Adderall a day is way too much. My best friend takes that much. He needs it. It affects everyone differently, and 80 for him seems to be like 30 for me. My friend takes 90 milligrams a day and she's basically incoherent. She will talk through you. Before she was prescribed Adderall, she did cocaine. Then 30 years. She clearly has some sort of brain malfunction where she just craves uppers. That doctor needs to be fired. She's an addict. BRO. 80 milligrams a day is a lot. Like a F-ton. I think it's over the daily limit. Are you okay, bro? Anxiety and pure anger fuels me. Anger is a good way to wake up. I've found screaming gets the job done. I need to try this out tomorrow. Thanks for the tip. Try filling up a bucket or sink with water, screaming into it and hold out until the absolute last second. The oxygen deprivation combined with anger screaming is ridiculously therapeutic. Warning, please don't drown or otherwise kill yourself, that's not the point. I love how you have to warn people to not drown themselves. It's Reddit, it's better to take precautions. It's the internet, it's better to take precautions. FTFY. I feel like Redditors are more prone to the desire to drown themselves, based on what I've seen on this page over the years. I think it's just that they come out more easily. Most lurk in the darkness, but they read. Damn, this is sad. Saw a movie, can't remember the name, where someone would go scream while a freight train was passing. I've not done it, but I think it would be therapeutic. Maybe not alongside a passenger train. Yeah, maybe if you work yourself up that an alien is running after you, it could also work. Or just pump your own tires. It's all about exciting the brain. Your neighbors will love you. Oh, believe me, they already love me enough. The best part of waking up is screaming in a cup. I know this is probably a joke, but if not, that is a horrible way to be waking up. If you consistently are waking up sad or angry, something is wrong. Mind worms, maybe, could be mud butt. Tell me more of this mud butt. Mud butt is likely caused by consuming rib sleep aid. If you consistently are waking up sad or angry, something is wrong. Well, yeah. That's why I'm screaming and or crying. What if I'm sad or angry because I'm waking up? Anxiety is exhausting and I'm always tired after getting angry. Am I doing them incorrectly? Please advise. The trick is to never not be anxious. It's the stopping that's defeating you. Source: How I Survived for a Year of Average 2 Hours Sleep a Night. I've lately been severely anxious pretty much all the time, and it resulted in me getting DPDR. I've had the realization since September, and only now do I realize it's because of the constant stress. Basically, now that I've realized it, I'm trying to break out of feeling anxious and tired all the time. It's a weird mix. It keeps you going, but it's not really productive. Well, even if it is, all the outcomes and successes and failures just feel bland. I long for the days I can feel like myself again, maybe a little stressed from time to time, but mostly calm. I want to get back in touch with reality. Anxiety, especially long-term anxiety, is extremely exhausting. For years I dealt with crippling daily anxiety until I was finally put on medication, and let me tell you, that crap makes you tired 24/7. What kind of medication worked for you? Your before medicine sounds like me. Was it a general practitioner or psychiatrist that prescribed? I went through 3 or 4 types of happy pills before I found ones that worked and didn't make me feel like a zombie all the time. There's one that suits you, just keep trying. World domination plans also helps waking up in the morning. I wake up at 5:30 a.m. every day to hit the gym. Girlfriend wonders how I do it. It's just me waking up effing pissed about God knows what, ready to kick the day in the dick. Then I pass out on the couch about 8:30 to 9 p.m. Why are so many guys here describing being so angry when they wake up? I'm also a guy, and I felt like crap when waking up, been hungover, had bad memories, or felt crafty. But I don't think I've ever woken up angry at anyone, anything in particular, unless there was good reason, and it usually passes pretty quick. How does that even happen? What are you mad at? Honest question here, not trying to be a dick at all. Traumatic experience. Hearing so many men saying they wake up angry makes me think, this is part of why men tend to have more heart problems than women. Being angry a lot is bad for your heart. Now reading this made me angry. I'm all set for tomorrow. Stress, tightness, blood vessels, making the heart work harder, over a lifetime. As opposed to being relaxed in an unstressed state of mind. Bad digestion and less sleep. I've left that angry but motivated phase way behind. Good. Use your hate. Now strike him down, do it. You may be joking, but for me it's literally a continuous rage from my ex-wife betraying me. Affairs, threats, delusions, the list goes on. So yeah, rage is a limitless fuel source. You got to try to let that crap go. Your being angry at her is doing nothing to make her feel bad and is only hurting you. Don't let her keep having that much power over you. I'm working on it. We have a 3-year-old daughter. I had to a DNA test because slut. It's less rage and more regret now. No more frequent panic attacks and similar moments of feeling insane. She also put a ransom on her at one point. I've had to file charges of neglect and abuse a dozen times. And she takes money that I earn. These all compound to years wasted with a person who is so unconscious of what's real, and her decisions drastically affect my life. Thank you for your bluntness. Unfortunately, I agree with you. Forgiveness, for me at least, isn't a light switch. It takes time to accept what is when the ego is so strong. Working on that too. She sounds terrible. I sincerely wish you the best of luck. I like to think there are no bad people, just people who lack awareness. However, yes. She has her own brand of struggle bus. And thank you. There are bad people. Spite. What do you spite, sir? What don't they spite? It's a much shorter list. I do bite my thumb. The fact that I live and was birthed into a broken world without my permission. I spite that entropy, by changing every bit of the world around me to be as good as I can make it. Having to be profitable for society to deem your existence worthy is some crap with which I will not put. Dwarfs were not a naturally religious species, but in a world where pit props could crack without warning and pockets of fire damp could suddenly explode, they'd seen the need for gods as the sort of supernatural equivalent of a hard hat. Besides, when you hit your thumb with an 8-pound hammer, it's nice to be able to blaspheme. It takes a very special and strong-minded kind of atheist to jump up and down with their hand clasped under their other armpit and shout, "Oh, random fluctuations in the space-time continuum." Or arg, primitive and outmoded concept on a crutch. Web link. A true goat. I should really get round to reading those books. This is how I feel, but I feel like no one understands when I explain it. Thank you, crying face, life is really hard. Hugs. The profitable for society part really hits. And it doesn't help that the people I was raised by enforce the idea. Preach, bro. Adderall. Literally just spite and Adderall, that's what I clicked on this to say. I'm sorry, were you trying to day Sprite? Because if that's the case, I'm about to order a case of it. I'll do anything at this point. This is what keeps me going. With all the positivity I could ever muster up from within me, in one word, this. Sleeping at least, approximately, 8 hours every night, working out, stretching from time to time. Original poster replies. I sleep about 10 hours a night and still have no energy. I really think something's wrong with me. I'm not overweight, I eat quite healthy, I have an active job where I take a few thousand steps and lift heavy stuff. I just think it's not normal to be so sleepy 100% of the time. Get a sleep study ASAP. You may have sleep apnea. If that's the case, treating will improve your quality of life in an immeasurable way. Seriously, talk to your doctor. There are so many things it could be. I'm always exhausted and my sleep study was inconclusive. This last sept I got diagnosed in my 30s as ADHD, which is tied to delayed sleep phase disorder and which explains so much for me. I feel best when I can sleep 3 a.m. to 11 a.m., which is not the norm. Adderall seems to be the only thing that makes me feel like I have energy. Caffeine will never work, and neither has working out, drinking water, etc. I know there's still more at play for me. But it could be thyroid, apnea, other hormone levels, depression, etc. Be your own advocate with your doctors and give anything you try a true chance. Also, don't forget B12 vitamin intake, and iron, can massively affect how energetic you feel, and other vitamins and critical things. This one. A lot of people think that only vegan/vegetarians need to supplement with B12 and iron. Truth is that B12 comes from soil, and if animals aren't grazing grass but are fed soy and other grains, the B12 levels in their meat and dairy aren't the same. A lot of people who eat meat/dairy still have a B12 and iron deficiency and don't know this. A lot of farmed animals are fed B12 tablets for this reason. Whoa. I think I just found my answer. Any tips? I'm so tired of being tired. Honestly, doctors. Self-diagnosis can only help you so much, and it's so easy to get it wrong. I'm still needing to figure more out for myself, but I at least have help to get me through work now. I'm lucky to have pretty good insurance, so I was able to just make an appointment with a psychiatrist. WFH was not well working, as I knew I needed some immediate help and they can prescribe. I'm currently starting therapy with a psychologist for ADHD behavioral support, so I can function better even off the meds. I've had so many blood tests, but they're always the same ones over and over again. I'm still learning to advocate for myself, and to find a new general doctor, but when I do, I'll be pushing for more tests/possibilities. What is WFH? I've had sleep apnea testing, thyroid testing, immunology testing, vitamin D testing, tried 6 months of personal training and healthy eating, a bunch of thorough blood work, and internal tests for other various reasons. I hit a wall in January 2020 and started falling asleep at work. Vyvanse is the only thing that works and I can still nap on it if I feel like it. Caffeine stopped working for me after a week as well. Such a bummer. I am diagnosed with ADHD and at this point, I wonder if that really is it. I remember falling asleep during class in school. I'm 27 now. Do you fall asleep or get really tired when you're bored or understimulated? Also, I highly recommend the podcast by AD2, especially the ones featuring William Dodson. Hi. I was like you too. I went to a sleep specialist and turns out, I had the same brain wave results as someone with narcolepsy, but without the randomly falling asleep during the day. They put me on a drug called armodafinil and it changed my life. Working from home. Don't know if it applies to you, as it's my personal experience, but if I sleep more than 7.5 hours I end up waking up tired. Aside from those days when I work myself to the bone and go to bed dead tired, I tend to need less sleep to be energetic the next day. I can and have slept longer, like 10 hours, but on those days, my body has a harder time waking up. Probably a silly question, but have you tried sleeping less? If I sleep more than 7 hours a night I feel like crap. I sleep about 10 hours a night and still have no energy. More sleep does not equal more energy. Sleeping too long can be the cause of decreased attention, worse than usual concentration, the ability to remember new information and make decisions. It is also associated with depressive states. The fear of missing out develops, in which anxiety is caused by unrealized opportunities, activity decreases, as a result of which endorphins are usually produced. If you're not preschooler, kid, or teenager you don't need 10 hours of sleep, it might even be harmful for you. But there are still 2% of people who need 10 or more hours to be productive. Web link. See a doctor. That's not right. Something is off. Depression, sleep apnea, vitamin deficiency, something is wrong if you're always tired but sleep this much. In fact, just sleeping 10 hours a day in and of itself indicates something is not right. Most adults can't do this and shouldn't do this. Good news. This Sunday you can only be exhausted 23/7. Unless you're in Arizona. Original poster replies. Yes. I'm hoping the extra daylight after work will help. Thanks. My car time will finally be right. It also helps to not be one of this Sunday's unlucky 28. Web link. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.